So we can discuss with the actually in Loadrunner we have the yesterday already we discussed, right? We have the 5 components in Loadrunner. Yesterday we see the virtual user generator, user controller and analyzer, right? So virtual user generator nothing but we need to record the business flow and generate the script statement. Business flow nothing but yesterday which we are recorded, which one? Web tour application is a flight booking application. In the flight booking application, what we done? Login and flight booking and payment and logout. So this is the business flow. Means using the virtual user generator, we can record the business flow and it will generate the script statement. It's clear? So going to the controller. Controller nothing but we can design the scenario and execute with the multiple users. We can design the scenario means, for example, we want test with 1,000 users. So you need to design the scenario with 1,000 users, and after that you need to start the execution. That is the controller point. Going to the agent process. So what is the agent process means? It is a interface or establish the connection between controller and load generator. Means load generator nothing but it's generate the load against the application. See, this is the load generator is one of the machine. For you are doing for the 100 user test means you need for some CPU memory for that much of user load. So for that load, we need to configure for that CPU memory and everything is a one mission. That is the load generator. And for last one is the analyzer. Analyzer means to analyze the results, find out the bottlenecks. Okay, it's clear. So next step will be Loadrunner architecture. We'll see the Loadrunner architecture. Just today and tomorrow only we have the just some description class because of interview point of questions. So after that we can move to the scripting part. Everything will be practical only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now we can discuss about Loadrunner architecture. How this Loadrunner architecture will be there. So this is for the Loadrunner architecture. So you can observe this is the our components: user, controller, and analyzer. So using for this controller to LG nothing but load generator. Controller to load generator, it is establish the connection between the using for the AP nothing but agent process. So this is the connection between the controller to load generator. We are giving some connection between these two controller to load generator. That is the agent process. So controller means we are executing some test or anything. Okay. You can log in means that request is go to the first will go to the load generator, and load generator to it will go to the web server, and web server to go to the application server and DB server and search for the details. For example, username password Kiran, username password Kiran 123. So in database it will check for the Kiran and Kiran 123 will be there, not there, it will check. If it is there or if it is not there, it will send the response. So this is the request we are sending for the request because we are clicking the login button, right? Once you can click a login button, it will go to the load generator and it will go to the load generator to web server and web server to application server and DB server. And the DB server, it will search for the details. Okay, username, password, Kiran 1, Kiran and Kiran 123 will be there, not there, it will check. If it is there, if it is not there, it will send the response. Okay, Kiran username password is not found. Okay, username password is wrong. We can get for the message. So we are sending request and response will send to the again DB server is sent to the application server and the application server sent to the web server and web server is sent to the LG and finally we'll get for the response. So we are sending request and once send the request it will search for the data here and once it search the data if it is there okay then what will happen login is successfully so means you are getting for the valid response. So this round trip of request and response is called as a response time. Okay, what is the round trip of request and response is called as the average response time. So login is going to the load generator is going to the web server, application server, DB server. So for this request is sent and again same to the sending the response to for this. So this round trip of request and response will call it as a response time. So majorly we can concentrate on the average response time of each and every transaction. Transactions nothing but already yesterday we discussed, right? Anyone can tell what are the transactions? Transactions nothing but so in any application what are the things we are business flow. So launch that is the one transaction, login that is one transaction, after that we are click on the flights button that is one transaction, next what we done find flight button and after that what we are doing payment and logout. So these all will be one, each and every will be one transaction. For each and every transaction how much response time it is taking for the multiple user point of view we need to check. That is a major our as a perform test engineer, that is our work. So this is for the load runner architecture. Okay, we have the multiple load generators will be there. So it is pointing to the controller to load generator is establish the connection between the AP nothing but agent process. It is establish the connection between load generator to controller and it will this request it will go to the in web server and web server to application and DB server. So then fetch the data and it will send to the response. If it is there, okay, you are go to the next page. If it is not there, you are get for the no match found error, username and password is wrong. So if you get for the valid request or invalid response, whatever maybe it will send for the response. So sometimes what will happen in Facebook, we are giving going to login. Sometimes you forget password, right? What will get the message? Your password and to username is not matching. Please check. You will get the message. So that message, that is the response message. So sometimes you are given username password is correct. Then what will happen? You are successfully login. So this is the request is going and response is getting right. This is the round trip of request and response called as a response time. Fine. So that is the load runner architecture. For that load runner architecture is completed to, we have the PT lifecycle. PT lifecycle is nothing but performance testing lifecycle. So performance testing lifecycle are what is your roles and responsibilities or which process you are following your organization. For this all questions same answers is will be PT lifecycle only. So what is PT lifecycle? Nothing but we have the do for the POC, proof of concept. First one, second one, non-functional requirements, and third one, test plan and workload model, and fourth one, test data, and fifth one, script recording and enhancements. Sixth one, design scenario and test execution and result analysis and reporting and recommendation, risk and mitigation. So this all will be process. So to do the performance testing means we need to follow these steps. So, but in real time, we are not follow all the process, but interview point of these are the very important for PT life cycle or what is our roles and responsibility. You need to tell for this answers. What are the things? POC, non-functional requirements, test plan and test data, script recording and announcements, and design scenario and test execution, result analysis, reporting recommendation, and risk mitigations. So these 10 will be our roles and responsibilities and current our project roles. So we'll go with the one by one. What is the POC? POC nothing but proof of concept. Actually, when we can go with the POC means actually client doesn't know anything application. Okay, we need to find the proof of concept, means which tool you supposed to use, which protocol you supposed to use. So for this point of view, we need to prepare the POC. For example, that is a new project. Everyone don't know for the performance testing which tool is supposed to use, you don't know which protocol is supposed to, you don't know what is the business flow also, you don't know. So for this point of view, we need to prepare for the one POC, proof of concept. So what we can do means we should first, before preparing the POs, what should we do means we should understand the business flow of the application. Business flow means what is the business flow? Anyone guess? What is the business flow? Hello? What is business flow? So business flow nothing but for example, we are booking a flight booking. This is the application. Wait. So this is the our business flow. What is our business flow? Launch the web tour application, and after that we need to log in is a one transaction, and after that click on the flights and select for the departure area city, Denver to London, and after that click on continue. So this is our business flow. So before recording and before preparing the POC, we should understand the business flow of the application, and we should understand the architecture of the application. Okay, and same to the which protocol is supposed to buy, which protocol we need to use. Protocol nothing but web HTTP HTML protocol or SAP protocol or any Java protocol. So we should understand the which protocol and which protocol we need to buy. So based on that, we need to execute with the simple business scenario and report to the client. Then client should understand the okay, this tool is suitable for this application. You can go with the start your testing. So then we need to start our testing. That is the POC. Okay, going to the non-functional requirements. So actually we can gather from the non-functional requirements from the client. So the client, we need to gather from the some non-functional requirements. What are the things means? CBTs. CBT is nothing but critical business transactions. What is that? CBT means critical business transactions. So critical business transactions means, for example, Facebook application will be there. Okay, in the Facebook application, what things will be there? What are the transactions will be there? Log in the application, right? And after login, what we can do? Hello? Why? Hello? Basha, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what are the transactions will be there? Facebook.
First launch, sir. Actually, after that, we have to enter credentials, login ID, password.
Okay. After that, what you do? Upload video.
And upload images.
Upload images and download also there, right? Download videos and charting will be there, right?
Yes, sir.
Charting, and after that comment also, right?
No, sir.
You can do for the comment, and as simple like also will be there, and
share,
log out. Okay. If anything will be there,
share option also there, sir.
share. Okay, you can go for the share. Share. Okay. So for these are the transactions. Facebook, we know for these are the transactions. Launch missed. Okay. We'll give for the launch also. Launch. Happy URL. So for our application point of view, this is the business flow. So for this business flow, what are the critical business transactions? Means these are will be each and every one will be one transaction. Launch is one transaction, login and upload video and download images, upload images and charting, comment, like, share, logout. So these all will be transactions. For this, we want only for the critical business transactions. So means if it is so for example, download video, upload video will be there, right? That will be take some time, right? So it is not immediately it will impact. So if it is more users is doing for the same transactions, so for we are for all doing for the uploading video, so means what will happen, it will take some time, and each and video will be upload will be take some time. So this will be critical business transaction, means number of users using for that same transaction, and it will taking some time. So that is the okay critical business transactions. So going to the like and comment will be there. What will happen, like and comment, just we can click on this, it means it will within second it will happen. So not take much time to do the comment or click on the like button. So we can't consider as a these are the critical business transactions. So within 1 second it is happening. So same to if it is number of users will be access also, it is not take much time. So that is why we are not consider this is our not critical business transactions. So remaining all will be critical business transaction, means every user will be launch the application, login and upload video, download video and charting and share and logout. This all will be critical business transaction because every user doing for these transactions, and but it will taking some time for the each and every one user. So what are the scenarios it will be we can consider as a critical business transaction, means which are the users accessing for this particular page. So those are will be we can call it as a critical business transactions. So we need to ask for the client what are the critical business scenario of your project. So they told as a these are the critical business transactions. So these two will be not in critical business transaction, they told. So we can remove that one. So we need to do for the testing. So these only critical business transaction. Okay. So after that critical business transactions, we need to ask for the each and every transaction response, average response time. We need to ask for the average response time. Average response time. Average response time nothing but, for example, for launch is a 2 seconds they are given, and login they are given for the login is a 2 seconds, and upload video they be given for the 3 seconds, and download upload image they given for the 2 seconds. So these are will be average response time of each and every transaction. And download videos also they given as a 3 seconds, means within 3 seconds only it will happen for they told. So we need test with that application with multiple user point of view, and we need to check with the each and every transaction response time we are meeting within this average response time or not, we need check. So chatting also 2 seconds they are given, and sharing will be they are given for the 2 seconds, and logout they are given for the 2 seconds. So we need to gather from these details. First, what we details we gathered transaction details, like what are the critical business transactions we gather. After that, average response time. Average response time means we need to ask for them in launch. What is your SLA? We can call it as a SLA, service level agreement. So what is the your SLA? Means average response time of the launch. 2 seconds. They told as a, if it is a 1 lakh user access also, my SLA will be 2 seconds. Means all 1 lakh users also is it will launch within 2 seconds only. So that is the their point of view for the SLA. So we need test with the 1 lakh users, and we are meeting for 2 seconds or not, we need check. So that is why we need to ask for the average response time of each and every transaction response time. After that, peak hours and non-peak hours. So peak hours nothing but number of users will be accessed for the application in the some particular times, and peak hours and off peak hours. Of peak hours. So now we can discuss about peak hours and off peak hours. Peak hours means number of users will be accessed for that particular time. For example, you can see in Facebook application. So after early morning hours will be very less users will be accessed, but in after evening or 5 to 6, in 5 to 7 or 5 to up to 9. So number of users will be, everyone will be free because everyone complete their work and they're coming to the office, or they're complete their classes, and same to the everyone classes, like students also, right? Once complete their school and colleges, everyone will be go to the open to the FB Facebook application, and at that time every user will be log in, and every user you can do further their transactions, like someone will be doing upload, someone will be chatting, someone will be sharing, and someone will be chatting. So these all transactions will happen, more transactions will happen. That is the peak hours for that time, because of the Facebook application. So they will inform to them, for us they told as a, our peak hours will be evening 5 to 9 o'clock. So more number of user will be access for this my application, they told. In my Facebook application, evening 5 to 9 o'clock number of users will be access our application, they told. That is the peak hours. And going to the off peak hours, so less load, less number of users access, which time you can access. So they told as a morning 6 to 9, it's a very less peak hour, less users will be access my application. That is my off peak hours. So this is the difference between the peak hours and off peak hours. Got it right? And apart from this, we need to ask for the which pages are mostly accessing the users. Means for these transactions, which pages are mostly accessing the users. So everyone, this all will be everyone can do, right? Launch and login, upload video and download video, chatting, sharing, and logout. So these are all transaction will which pages are mostly accessing the users. We need to ask for the client. Okay, and after that, we need to not only for this transaction point of view, because we need to check with the OS level threshold statistics like CPU and memory utilization. So we need to ask for the CPU and memory. So we need to ask for this application, we want to test with the 1,000 users. So what is the CPU and memory current? We need to ask for them. So they told as a CPU memory will be, we are giving for the 8 GB RAM and for 4 GB will be CPU. They are given for this is we are giving. So these are all details we need to gather from the client. It's clear? So we need to check with
Clear,
the
sir.
sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Clear, sir. Go ahead.
No. Yes, tell me any doubt.
No, sir. No, sir. Proceed, sir.
Yeah, okay. So clear, right? Non-functional requirements. Actually, we are gathering for the non-functional requirements. Nothing but what are the critical business transactions and what is the average response time and then what is the peak hours and what is the off-peak hours and CPU and memory. So this everything will client provided. Everything will be smooth and we can do our testing. But sometimes what will happen means client also doesn't know application and application production. So maybe sometimes what will happen means client doesn't know application and application not in production. And third one, client doesn't know application and application not in production and no competitor. So maybe we are asking for the non-functional requirement client. He told us, actually, I don't know for this application. I don't know for anything for this application. Then we need to gather for the non-functional requirements for our own expo. We need to do for the, we only prepare the non-functional requirements, like what is the critical business transactions, what is the average response time, and what is the peak hours, what is the off-peak hours, what is the CPU, what is the memory. We need to gather from the non-functional requirement. How we can gather the non-functional requirements? We can divide as a 3 cases. Client doesn't know application and application production. Means application will be in live, means it is application will be there. It is everyone using. So at that time, what we can do means we can using for the site analytical tool or production log. Using that, we need to gather from the non-functional requirements. Means production logs means already application it is using means using the production logs. So for we need to take for the historical data of the last 1 year, and we need to check for the what are the transactions will be happening for this application. We need to check this all things and we need to gather for the what are the critical business transactions, what is the average response time and peak hours, and these all things we can gather from the when application is production meant nothing but it is there. For example, now we are using a Facebook application, right? Means that will be already is there. So for that application, but client doesn't know, so we need to open the production logs and we need to take for the historical data and we need to gather from the our non-functional requirement. That is the first case. And going to the second case, client doesn't know application and application not in production. So last time will be production will be there. That is why we are using for the production log and historical data. We find the our non-functional requirement. This time what will happen means we don't have application not in production. So what we can do then, if it is production, using the production log or historical data, we can take it and we can prepare our non-functional requirement. But this time we don't have. So what we can do means we need to using for the internet traffic monitoring utilities, using for the Alexa.com as a commutator, we need to find our non-functional requirement. For example, we are doing for the ICICI Bank application, but already HDFC Bank will be there. So our competitor will be HDFC Bank. Using that HDFC bank means this is also bank, that is also bank. So transactions will be same, like launch, login, and checkbook request, and add pay and beneficiary. So these all will be fund transfer and logout. So every bank will be same, right? These all things. So that is why we are taking as a HDFC is our competitor. Using that, we need to find our non-functional requirements using for the competitor. It's clear? So going to the third point, client doesn't know application and application not in production and no competitor. This time application also not in production and no competitor means this time we don't have competitor means HDFC also not there. So what we can do? So we don't have any bank as a competitor point of view. So we need to gather from non-functional requirement. What we can do means we need to convert our traditional business to core business to online business. Means it will not there in online business. So we need to convert to our core business to online business. How we convert means we need to prepare for the one URL, and we need to ask for the customer directly. So for your URL, how many number of users will be registered users in that application? So they told as a total is a core business number of users will be 3,60,000 they told. So in that 3,60,000, how many numbers are registered our application, your application? So they told us a 3,60,000 users. In that 10% users only, it is a access for our application registered users they told. For that, so we need to give for the 10% of the load. So 3,600, 3,60,000. What is the 10% is? 3,660,000. How much it will come? 3,600, right? So 10% means.
Yes, sir.
So 36,000 it will come, or 3,600? 3,60,000, 10% means. Hello? Lakshmi, are you there? So 3,60,000. Ramakrishna, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Why not responding? So 3,60,000 into 10%. So 36,000. So means registered users will be how many percentage means? Yeah, okay. In my application, they are registering with the 10% out of 360%. 10% means how much it will come? 36,000. So for this 36,000, how many users are daily users? How many users will be active users? We need to ask for the customer. They told us 36,000, 10% of their 10% will be active users, they told. So we need to so 3,600 users will be active users and daily users. So we find for the count of the number of users. And as same to we need to based on this, we need to ask for the customers, and we need to gather from the what are the critical business scenarios in our application. They told as a fund transfer, and as same to the checkbook request and add payee and to click on the home loans and personal loans buttons. So these are the critical business they told. So we need to note that then. And after that, any peak hours will be there. They told as a morning banking application, it will be morning only. It will right peak hours. Like Monday will be 9 to up to 2 o'clock full peak hours, and less peak hours means they told as after 3 or after 2 it will be less hours. So based on that, we need to ask for them and we need to gather for this all non-functional requirements. Is fine, right? So
Yes, sir.
up to now on I'm telling because this will be some description part, right? You also feeling some little bit bored. So I'm closing for here.